Hello everybody, Animation Trainer here, and finally we are back here after 2 years, so obviously it's finally time to do the top 5 best and worst animated movies of the year list, this time for 2016. I missed the opportunity to do it for 2015, but I'm not gonna miss the opportunity this time. And so I'm gonna mix it into 3 different videos since I don't want them to go too long. Yeah. But there's gonna be one video for the best list, one for the honorable mentions, and one for the worst list. And just so you guys know, I'm gonna be starting with the worst list, not the best list. Some people do start off with the best list, but I personally believe it's better to just start with the worst. Yeah, that's how you should do it, in my opinion. Yeah. And since I'm like the last one to do it, it's possible that these might sound similar to a lot of other people's opinions on the movies, possibly. Yeah. But I'm gonna try to do it as like different as I can, to be honest. Yeah. So why don't we get started with the list? Alright. So number 5, worst Trolls. What could I say? Trolls just was not very entertaining to me. I mean, unless if you're like 10 and under, then this movie is not really for you. It's just a movie that's meant for kids and kids only, to be honest. Yeah. Like if you're older than the age of 10, then you probably wouldn't really enjoy this movie. I mean, there are still good things about this film, which is why it's not further down on the list. So, yeah, because there are some really bad movies that came out this year. Yeah. I mean, what Trolls did right is that the animation at least looks rather decent, and the pop songs aren't that bad, to be honest. Yeah. And I will say that it is not horrible, like I said earlier. It is not the worst animated movie ever. But it still deserves the number 5 worst spot on my on the top 5 worst list. Coming in at number 4, worst, just happens to be Ratchet and Clank. Yep. What can I say? Most of the time when they try to make movies as an adaptation of another video game or something like that, something, yeah, an adaptation off of a video game, they don't really tend to do that well, and this is the case with Ratchet and Clank. Now, I've never even played any of the Ratchet and Clanks, not even like after I reviewed the movie. I wanted to like check out the game and play it. But even then, like, as a movie, it is bad. Yeah, this movie sucks. Yeah, I mean, the main thing about this movie that makes it like bad is the fact that some of the characters are just really hateable, to be honest. But the thing that stops this movie from getting anywhere lower on the list is the fact that even though, yeah, this movie is bad, at least it's not terrible, and it didn't do anything cringeworthy or anything. I mean, the main problem I had with this movie is that it's really boring. Literally, like, I was just so uninterested throughout the whole movie. And obviously, like, cringy stuff is much worse than boring stuff like this. Yeah. There we go. Number 3, worst, The Wildlife. Now, I was actually surprised by how I don't know how to explain it. I mean, this movie is still bad, but I didn't exactly think it was gonna be at least like not that bad. Like, I thought this was gonna be closer to the number 1 worst, to be honest. But it suffers with the same problem that Ratchet and Clank has, and it's the fact that it's just not interesting. I mean, not much really happens in this film. And the voice acting is, I mean, maybe you'll get used to it by the end of the film, but the voice acting is just, it bothers me throughout the film. I mean, it just doesn't make sense with what they're trying to, with all the animals. No, not at all. Yeah, and the animation is trash. I mean, Ratchet and Clank had good animation at least, but the wildlife, no. I mean, I'll admit, maybe some of the animals look okay, but everything else, I mean, it looks very poorly rendered for this. Yeah. And I don't even think that this is theater quality. Yeah. Yeah, avoid this movie. But now we're getting into the really bad ones. Because number 2 worst just happens to be Ice Age Collision Course. The Ice Age franchise is now officially dead. I mean, most people say that it was dead since Dawn of the Dinosaurs or Continental Drift, but Dawn of the Dinosaurs, in my opinion, was actually really good, in my opinion. And as for Continental Drift, I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't think it was that horrible or anything like most people thought, but I thought it was just okay. But this movie, on the other hand, no. I mean, all the characters are annoying. Most of them are annoying. The jokes are just dumb, and it's at the point where I feel like Ice Age just ran out of ideas with how to make good jokes. And then it's also at the point where they try to introduce so many characters that it's at the point where you literally forget about them. I mean, this is what I mean. Would you rather watch the cringeworthiness in this movie or be bored from the wildlife or Ratchet and Clank? Yes. But obviously, this is not the worst animated movie of the year, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already know what the number 1 worst movie of the year, well, animated movie of the year. Although, in my opinion, this is still the worst movie of the year. In fact, one of the worst movies of all time. Yeah. I mean, sure, Ice Age ran out of ideas, but this movie ran out of ideas from just their first movie that, for some reason, they're turning into a franchise. So, here it is. Number 1, worst. The worst animated movie of 2016. Norm of the North. I'm sure you guys have already heard me rant on this when I made my review a long time ago in the beginning of March. What can I say? This movie is just garbage. I mean, why would you guys want to even watch this? It's trash, garbage, everything. Like, this is one of the only, like, this movie and another movie are the only movies I reviewed that got a 1 out of 10. Do not watch this movie. It is horrible. Oh, yes. I mean, the characters are horrible. The animation is garbage and it doesn't even look theater quality. Yeah, do not watch this movie. It is horrible. Alright. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time when I do the honorable mentions. So, goodbye.